This is the ultimate camera comparison video of Samsung Galaxy S24 Fan Edition versus Nothing Phone 3. Both flagship phones from Nothing and Samsung. We got a pricier Nothing Phone 3 50 megapixel sensor across all the camera sensors, and we have a cheaper Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Can you justify the price of a Nothing phone? Let the battle begin.
So glad you made it. Party's just beginning.
Starting with the widest field of view, which is 1x, you get more contrasty look on Nothing Phone 3. It is also brighter compared to the natural looking and cooler Galaxy S24 FE. In terms of white balance, you got a warmer look on Nothing Phone 3, which some people might prefer. And I know a lot of people like natural looking portraits like S24 FE.
Tame it now, we're not socializing. Put me on an island. Got that egomania.
On Portrait 2x, we got a warmer and more detailed look on Nothing Phone 3. You can see that Nothing Phone crushes the blacks like my jacket and the cap, while we have a natural looking and cooler tone on Galaxy S24 FE. It's also a little bit soft looking and beautified compared to the competition.
Don't care what the past is. I've been preparing, made for the big screen. I'll play the villain if it means I'm on your TV.
On our portrait zoom test, we got better range on Nothing Phone 3 with that 4x. I noticed that the subject separation and background blur is really good on both phones. We might have a beautified look on Phone 3 compared to S24 FE.
So give your worst, not my problem. I put me first. I stop anything. Don't care what the past is. Don't care what the past is.
We got 4 focal lengths on Nothing Phone 3 from 1x to 4x, and we got 3 on S24 FE from 1x to 3x. On the selfie shooter, I like Nothing Phone 3 compared to the Galaxy because it has good colors and sharper. I just like the wider field of view on S24 FE. Now we're testing the vlogging on both phones. This is cinematic vlogging for Samsung Galaxy S24 FE and just a regular video on Nothing Phone 3. We don't have cinematic or portrait blur or portrait video on Nothing Phone 3. I found out the camera app on Nothing Phone 3 is pretty basic. You got photos, video, slow motion, and even expert, but we don't have magic eraser or even portrait video. Well, all of these features, we have it on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. So I think if Nothing Phone 3 would like to compete even with that entry-level flagship of Samsung, which is the Fan Edition, I think they have to step up their game in terms of the features on the camera app. I think that's it for the cinematic vlogging test. Now let's check the image quality. Checking the daylight images, starting with the ultra-wide outdoors, we got a warmer looking Galaxy S24 FE versus the cooler tone on Nothing Phone 3. Indoors, the shutter speed on Nothing Phone 3 might be a little slow because we're getting some blurry images on low light scenarios, but outdoors, both phones are really good.
I'm a rise, and this a little.
Yeah, it's another day in the office. I've been warming up so.
On the main sensor test, we got really good colors and sharpness on Nothing Phone 3. A bit over sharpened, but the details are really good if you look on the leaves. But indoors, if you're looking on these images on a smartphone screen, you might not notice the difference. We still have image blur on Nothing Phone 3, but the images are warmer compared to S24 FE.
How I do it. Like a pro, gotta hustle, get through it. No sweat, look good when I'm moving. I'm a rise.
3x optical, I think Phone 3 is the runaway winner here because it is sharper and has more details, and even the contrast is stronger compared to Galaxy S24 FE. This is 50 megapixel sensor versus 8 megapixel.
I know what I'm doing. I'm clean when I'm moving. And I've been on the wave, so you know that I'm fluid.
We got better reach on Nothing Phone 3 with that 60x. It has more clarity and cleans up the noise better.
Trophies in the future, maybe even sooner, so I'm moving like a rumor. Showing how to work, I roll the sleeves up on my shirt. Built it from the ground, I had to rise from out the dirt.
Watch this.
And looking at the close-up, S24 FE has close-up shots, but Nothing Phone 3 has macro, which gives you closer reach.
I'm a rise, and this a little.
Now this is the outdoor vlogging test, video test, 4K 60 FPS on both phones. So in terms of colors, we got a warmer looking, brighter Samsung Galaxy S24 FE versus a reddish and maybe natural looking, if you look on the grass, Nothing Phone 3. Let's check the autofocus. And this is the video stabilization. Alright, checking the rear cameras. Now this is the ultra wide on both phones, 4K 30 FPS. We cannot shoot 60 FPS because we wanted to switch from one sensors to another. If we go 60 FPS, then we have to like stop the recording and fire it up, which is inconvenient if you're shooting outdoors and even situation. So we're just stuck on the 30 FPS. In terms of colors, brighter on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, and the shadows is a bit crushed on Nothing Phone 3 on the ultra-wide, both 0.6x. So in terms of field of view, almost the same, maybe a bit wider on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Let's check the autofocus. One more. And this is the vlogging test using the ultra-wide. Again, 4K 30 FPS on both phones. Which phone do you think is better in terms of the ultra-wide performance? Let's check the stabilization. Checking the main sensor, 24mm. Look at the quality and the details. I like the details and colors on Nothing Phone 3. Stronger compared to the brighter S24 FE. Again, this is a matter of personal taste. Looking at the autofocus, you can also see more details on my hands compared to S24 FE, which is softer compared to the over-sharpened and more detailed look on Nothing Phone 3. Let's check the vlogging test on the main sensor. Again, 4K 30 FPS on both phones. Let's check the video stabilization. Alright, battle of 3x. In terms of details, you got more details on Nothing Phone 3. Not so bad though on S24 FE. The colors is closer on Nothing Phone 3. I'm actually looking right now on the screen of the phone and what I actually see in real life. And in terms of the farther zoom, we got 18x on Nothing Phone 3 and only 12x on Galaxy S24 FE. Switching back to the ultra-wide, which phone do you think is better? On our night shot test, starting with the ultra-wide, we get a wider field of view on S24 FE, but the shots are softer compared to the 50 megapixel sensor of Nothing Phone 3. On pitch black condition, almost the same look for both phones. On the main sensor, there's improvement on both phones. Both are really sharp and detailed. I think we got a warmer white balance on S24 FE compared to Phone 3. This is also evident on pitch black condition. S24 FE is slightly better exposed. And on 3x optical, I like the details and contrast on Phone 3, but Galaxy S24 FE will give you brighter image. And lastly, on pitch black condition, S24 FE is noisier and over-sharpened compared to Nothing Phone 3. Alright, low light video test, Samsung Galaxy S24 Fan Edition versus Nothing Phone 3. Using the selfie camera, 4K 30 FPS, we can shoot 60 FPS on both phones. In terms of the hardware, we have a 10 megapixel sensor on Galaxy S24 FE and 50 megapixel sensor on Nothing Phone 3. In terms of video quality, we get a brighter and warmer S24 FE and also noisier, looking at my shirt, while you have a more contrasty look on Nothing Phone 3. I think that's it for the selfie video recording. Now let's check the rear cameras. Now, this is the ultra-wide lens on both phones. So 4K 30 FPS, again, we can shoot 60 FPS on both phones. We have 12 megapixel sensor on Galaxy S24 FE, and again, 50 megapixel sensor with that red blinking light on Nothing Phone 3. In terms of video quality, you got better details on Nothing Phone 3. Look at the floors right here. It's washed out on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. I think that's it for the ultra-wide test. Now, let's check the main sensor. Now we're checking the main sensors of both phones. So again, 4K 30 FPS. We have 50 megapixel sensor on both phones, 1/1.57-inch sensor on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE versus 1/1.3-inch sensor on Nothing Phone 3. So bigger sensor on Nothing Phone 3. In terms of video quality, we got a better exposed Samsung Galaxy S24 Fan Edition. I think that's it for the main sensor test. Now let's check the 3x optical zoom. And lastly, 3 times optical zoom on both phones. So 50 megapixel sensor on Nothing Phone 3 versus 8 megapixel sensor on S24 FE. No competition here. We got a better 3x optical on Nothing Phone 3, and you will actually paying for that on Nothing Phone 3. It's actually more expensive than Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. I think that's it for the low light video test. Now let's check the video resolution. And lastly, the video resolution test. We have Nothing Phone 3, 4K 60 FPS. And this is Samsung Galaxy S24 FE 8K 30 FPS video recording. We have better video resolution on Samsung Galaxy S24 FE and also cheaper. I think that's it for a camera comparison video between these two phones. Which phone do you like and which phone is better? Leave your comment down below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.